protect your soul.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Hey everyone, I think we are live. Let me just check. I guess. Yes, I guess we are live. Yeah. It's been long. How's everybody doing? Let me just reduce the volume a bit. Yeah, sorry. I'm just streaming after a very long time, so I'm really not sure if all the things are set up properly. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Let me open OBS. Yep. How's everybody doing? How many people are watching? Yeah, we have 4 viewers, right? It's good. It's good to see you guys. Okay, I see one person saying I'm nervous for interviews. Okay, who are you? Why don't you guys just write hi in the chat and let me see who all are there. If I know you guys, if I don't know you, let's just quickly just get to know each other. So if you are a new subscriber, I'm not sure. Like I've been seeing some people subscribing to my channel, so I'm not sure if all of you know who I am. So I'll just quickly tell you. So I'm Kumar Shubham. I did my bachelor's from VIT Chennai, and I'm currently working in app dynamics. I'm also doing my master's at IISc Bangalore. So this channel is all about discussing about programming and stuff related to programming. Okay, we have Akhil. Wow, hi Akhil. And so today this live stream is specially to discuss more about the interviews that I took in last week. So I took interviews of freshers, bachelors and masters both, who are graduating from NIT Nagpur and PES University Bangalore. So I saw their resumes and I have quite a few things to talk about from their resumes. So some kind of mistakes that you should not do in your resumes while you're giving interviews. So that's what we are going to discuss. So hello Siddharth, hi. So that's what we are going to discuss. But apart from that, how's it going? Am I catching you guys at the right time? Is this the interview season? Because I'm seeing that, I know that we are a bit late into the interview season right now, but I have a lot of my juniors talking to me or asking me about some companies that are coming up and how should they prepare for those companies. So Siddharth, I am not sure if I know you already, but like, are you giving interviews or have you like done interviews? Oh, we have Shirin as well. Hi Shirin. Okay. I'm giving. Okay, Siddharth. So this is probably a good prep session for you. So I'll just talk about some of the things, but I'm just waiting for a few more people to join, or maybe in a minute or two. If we have 5 people already, so that feels good. Oh, you are Siddharth Bhatla, right? I am not wrong. I guess you are my brother's friend then. I guess. Yeah. So let me just quickly open the notes that I wrote. Yeah, okay. Welcome. Hi, Siddharth. Let me just quickly open the resumes that I want to have. Has he told you about me? Yeah. I mean, I know about you. So yeah, he's told me about you. Okay. I guess yeah. That's what we have. So guys, whoever is new on the stream, make sure you like the stream, because that helps to send it to more people. And I want this stream to reach to more people, so that you don't make the silly mistakes that I've seen other students do. So how do I share this? So Let me open my Overleaf account. Let me just show you my resume while I was in college. Okay. Okay. I guess I've changed my resume a bit, but yeah, I mean this. So I'll just share my resume. Now it's not single page resume anymore, but yeah, I'll just share it. So, layout, PDF only. This here. Let me see on OBS if I'm sharing the right view. Oh, yeah. Alright, so I guess you guys are able to see my screen. My mic is working. Please let me know in the chat if everything is working fine. Because I just cannot see everything. Probably. Let's see. Yep. Guys, can you see my screen and can you see my resume open, and can someone just write in chat that yeah, you are able to see it, because I hope my audio is also going on. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So, first of all, I mean, I just want to quickly go through it. I'm not, like saying that this is the best resume or anything, but I just want to go over some of the tips. So, I've just given my name here. This is a URL, my email and my mobile number. And then what I've written is education. Now, a lot of you who don't have sometimes many people don't have a lot of experience, so they go on by writing their 10th and 12th marks as well, and they mention it on their resume. So unless you absolutely want to show that, I would recommend not mention it. You just mention where you are right now and what's your GPA in it, and I would say that mention only your most recent education. Nobody cares about your 12th marks there. Then whatever experiences do. So like this was my section in. Zoom out of it. Okay, I'll just let it be like this here, so it's better. Okay, yeah. So if you see here now, I hope it's visible properly. So if you see here, that's what I mentioned. So I interned at App Dynamics. So before App Dynamics interview, I interviewed at PayPal. Now I've mentioned everything carefully, whatever was done. And there's a proper section for projects that I did in college. Obviously, I did more than these 3 projects, but I made sure to mention all those projects who were like most impactful or in which most of my learning was involved. And then obviously I wanted to mention what languages I'm comfortable with and what languages I just know about, and some of my skills, like what I've done, and then selected achievements like and I mentioned that while I did competitive programming, I had got good this rank in hacker rank, or some programming competition where I got good rank, and so on. So make sure, so this is like a good flow. I'm not saying that this is the only type of resume, but what I mean here is always mention whatever is important. Don't mention anything. Like I'll show you some examples. I'll not share the resumes, but yeah, I'll just talk to. So mentioning things like, I'm a third year undergraduate student looking for internship opportunities to gain real world experience. I see a lot of people mentioning a career objective like this on top of their resume. It's fine, but I would let your resume talk to me rather than you saying manually that you're looking for internship, because that's what you're giving interview for, right? Then another thing is you write on your resume that you offer strong interpersonal and task prioritization skills. So why not actually show me a project where you mention this line that I had to show extreme good use of interpersonal skills and task prioritization skills to complete all this, right? And then I see a resume where it was written that I'm a hardworking and collaborative team player. Why don't you show me somewhere in your internship or somewhere where you just write that I had to manage a team of these many people, or I had to do this, I had to collaborate with multiple teams to get this done, right? So some things like this, let your resume talk. You should not need to mention this manually that you're good at something. And then education, again coming back, I told you that it's best to mention something that you did recently rather than going on and filling your resume, because in colleges everyone recommends you to make a single page resume, so it's much better to have a single page resume which has all the information. Then contact is fine, skills okay. And then one of my most important things that I found while taking interviews was, whenever you mention something on your resume, you should be very careful about what you mention. Hi Vaishak, welcome to the chat. So whenever you mention something on your resume, be very, very careful whatever you mention about. I don't want you to mention anything like I've done this machine learning project. So I'll tell you, in in future, should we make multiple pages of resume? I think in future it makes sense, although a single page resume is better every time, but in future it makes sense because you get to have a lot of experience, right? Let's say I'm working at App Dynamics right now. Let's say I switch to another company in future, I'll work there as well some part. So if I worked at, what I can do is, if I want to maintain a single page resume, I'll have to limit on what I write. I might only mention about my most impactful project that I had in that company. So things like that, I can decide on what to keep. But yeah, I think in future, as your experience grows, I have seen people having multi-page resumes. Okay, anyway, so coming back, I wanted to talk about the resume. Yeah, so let me see. Documents. Yeah. So another thing, this was the resume of it here. Yeah. And let me open it up on this. Yeah. Okay, another thing. So this was the resume of someone I interviewed, and they mentioned it on their resume that they predicted life expectancy of 98% accuracy using a polio dataset. This is what was the line written on their resume. And when I asked them about this project, first thing that they mentioned to me is that there's a mistake on their resume. It's not 98%, it's 89%. Already, when I'm typing students' feedback while I'm taking their interview, this is something that I wrote in my feedback also, that this is a big red flag. The candidate is specifically telling me that they did not have enough time to go through their resume to just correct a value in the resume. And I see often this happening a lot with a lot of the freshers that I interviewed this time, that all of them mentioned machine learning in their resume, that they have done cool machine learning projects using CNNs or RNNs or transformers and so on. But and earlier I did not have a lot of machine learning experience, so I'm doing my master's in data science, so so now I also have a little bit of machine learning experience. So while taking these interviews, whenever they mentioned something related to machine learning, I was keen to know like what did they use and if their basics are really strong or not. Although this is a software engineering interview, but if you have mentioned that you used it in your project, I expect that you'll be able to tell me something in detail about how you used it and what did you do with it. So in this particular candidate, when I asked what did you use for predicted life expectancy, if it was a regression problem or if it was a classification problem, they mentioned that this was a classification problem. While I highly doubt that a life expectancy will be a classification problem, but then I asked them like, so what? Okay, let it be a classification problem. What were the classes in which you were classifying? And they just went silent. They were not able to tell what the classes were. So I told them, okay, then what was the model that you used for life expectancy prediction? And then they mentioned that they use linear regression. So linear regression is something that is used for a regression problem. Logistic regression is used for classification problems. I could see a total confusion in the candidate, and that gave me a very bad impression. And then next point that they mentioned was they created a video suggestion system based on predicting the user's mood. So if I mention a mood, the system will be able to suggest me a video. So I asked them what did they use for this, and they said that I don't remember it because it's been long since I did the project. And that, my friends, is what you should exactly not do in an interview, right? Mentioning that you wanted to do, you've done something but you just did not know about it. So really bad. From there on, I mean, it just ends the interview, right? It just kills the interview there. If someone tells me that they haven't even taken care to review their resume and review their resume before the interview, and just to have a good idea about what have they done. So please don't do that. And yeah, and then I just asked my one problem solving problem. For me, interview personally was over at that time. Seeing such less commitment in the candidate that did not even care to see the resume before starting the interview, I was like, this is done. So, but I still went on, asked them a problem, and then they were not able to solve the problem. So that obviously was a even better red flag. So I just ended up like not rejecting the candidate obviously in the first round, but this gave me a very strong point and the motivation for me to start this stream and tell you guys that what things you should not do. So keep a note of these things. So don't lie in your resume. If you have done something seriously, make sure you mention that in your resume. And yeah, so these two things. And so this was from one resume. Now let me take a look at another resume where so if I don't have any big major projects right now, any suggestions? If you don't have any let your resume, so if you don't have any major projects, let it be your pet projects, whatever you have done. Like as part of course, let's say if you have created a project, mention that. It doesn't hurt to mention something that you have done. Make sure you put something on your resume. If you don't have anything major project, maybe let's say you do an internship, mention that. If you don't even have that, then you can mention like your 12th class grade or something like that. Mention extracurricular activities that you have done. Mention if you were in a group, in a club or something in college and you did something there. So maybe things like that is what you can mention. Mention languages that you know. Everything like should be there in your resume. So if you see in my resume, I have things like I've mentioned like projects that I did, small projects. Then I also mentioned my programming languages that I know. Then some achievements. So like for me, it's mostly based on programming languages. Sorry, not programming competitions and so on. But like you could mention things like related to a club where you were a leader or something like that, right? So this. I hope that answers your question, Vaishak. And then yeah. So let me just get back to where I was. The resume that I want to talk about. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so guys, I'll obviously not be sharing the resumes on screen because that's not a good idea. So now let's talk about this. Does making a maybe EV solar charging station in my college count? Got approval from the dean. Oh wow, then why do you say that you don't have any big major projects? Obviously that counts. It's a big project. Yep. Okay, so coming back, guys. So this resume, okay. So this person, they had their email as something very weird. Email as something that they used to play games a lot. So their email contains a gaming character with a gaming name @gmail.com. So although it doesn't hurt to have such an email, and it's always a good conversation starter, but I would recommend you guys to have a sensible email that contains your name. Like kumarshubham @gmail.com or kumar.shubham or krshubham or something like that, whatever. But like if I say lucifer3969 @gmail.com, that obviously doesn't look a professional email. So it's a good idea to always use a professional email in your college. Okay. Apart from that, so in this resume as well, I saw a lot of bloating in the resume in the form of putting their education and so on, everything. So then I see that this particular person, when I spoke to them, they told me that they have written a research paper. So I discussed about the research paper. So the research paper was something related to man in the middle attack. So I asked them, okay, so what novel did you do in this research paper? And there they mentioned that it was nothing novel. It was just research about how man in the middle attacks happen. And so I'll tell you the entire conversation that happened. So I asked them about okay, so tell me something about this research paper that told about what man in the middle attack is. So I told them, so the research paper was something related to how to prevent man in the middle attacks. So I asked them, what's the final outcome? How do you prevent manual attacks? And they told me that you should only visit websites that are HTTPS, those who have a green lock icon in the Chrome browser when you see that. So I just quickly stopped and asked them, okay, that's general information. Tell me something new that I don't know about. And they told, no, the paper was all about this. And that immediately, looked like a big red flag to me, that why has the person even written a research paper when they haven't even done any kind of research? So that was really bad. And then some of their projects was like made a movie ticket booking system using C and MySQL. So when I asked them about C and their knowledge on C, they really do. So when I ask you about when you have written that you have used C and MySQL, you should be able to answer a few easy questions on them, right? And a lot of people I interviewed, they mentioned that they made a project or a language some kind of website using mean stack or merge stack, using Angular, React, and so on. I asked them, did you host it somewhere? And they said that they hosted only it on their local. Now, obviously, I don't cut any points for telling me that you did not host it somewhere, but it's always a good idea to host your project somewhere. That gives me a feeling that the student went one step ahead and had to just went to AWS or DigitalOcean or Heroku, or simple like using Vercel for hosting their websites. It's a good idea to do that. Adds a plus advantage while when you tell this to your interviewers. Then again, this person's capstone project was implementation of web-based caption generated using deep neural networks and NLP for modern social media posts. This was their first project. Capstone project. So I asked them about something about this, and they tell me that it's already in a very beginning phase. They don't have any information about this project on what they are going to do. So it's fine. Okay. Then I started asking some questions about neural networks. They're not able to answer it. Then I asked them, so what are you using for NLP? Like, how are you going to tackle the challenges of NLP? What model will you be using? So they said that they're going to use state-of-the-art attenuation model. This is, and I tweeted about this as well. So attenuation model. Now, those who have some experience of NLP and know about it know that attenuation. No, sorry, not attenuation, but attenuation. This was the word. Attenuation. Yeah, this was the word. So now, for those of you who know what it is, so I think this is a research paper of Vaswani. Attention is all you need. This. Yeah. Yeah, so if I show you, yeah. This is the research paper. If it just opens quickly, yeah. Attention is all you need is the research paper for where they came up with this new transformer architecture, and it has multi-head attention. So this is something that's widely used nowadays for models like what was the name of that model? OpenAI has made that model, right? I'm forgetting the name of the model that can automatically complete sentences and so on. But anyway, so this architecture is like the powering architecture behind it. So the name of the technology, like the thing, is attention, not attenuation. So always be careful about what you speak during the interview. This gave me a feeling that they did not even care to look into what they will be using in their project, and they're just saying anything that like. So attenuation in turn means weakening of a signal, and attention is the thing. So when I told them what attenuation means, then only they corrected and said, it's attention that they're using. Right. I guess that's it from this resume, right? Let me see. Something else. This was good. This was a good resume. So I'll tell you an example of a good resume that I saw. This person had mentioned everything very nicely. Their contact, all the links, their lead code link, their LinkedIn link, their GitHub, their email, their phone number. Then their skills were also mentioned very properly. Like they had written HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, MySQL, Mongo, Python, MATLAB, JavaScript, all the languages together. Then Git, photography, Tableau, Elasticsearch Stack, Kafka, React.js, Node.js. Strong communication. See, everything listed in a point on the side of their resume. It made it look really nice. Their GPA, their schooling, then their experiences and their projects, and every project has 2 or 3 points. The way I mentioned here, and it's not saying that I have a bias or something regarding this resume, but I'm just saying that their design was entirely different. But each of these internships or experiences that they had 1 or 2 points regarding that, and it was very good to ask them about what they did. And the confidence with which they told automatically showed that they had done substantial amount of work in their internships. And when I asked them their problem as well, they were able to answer. So that gave a very positive feedback. So I gave a very good positive feedback there. Oh hey Aman, hi. Thanks for joining. Guys, make sure you like the stream if you're new and you haven't liked the stream yet. Help promote it to more people. We have 8 likes. Can we make it to 10? Come on. Alright, coming back. Let's see. This is also good. What else? Yeah, I guess that pretty much. I guess that pretty much like sums it up. I mean, I don't really have a lot more to speak about this, but so I guess you understand what all the key takeaways from today's stream were, the things that I wanted to talk about. Never bloat your resume with unwanted stuff. Don't put stuff that is not at all important. Always, whenever you mention some things, be careful about things that you mention. If you mention machine learning, make sure you have basic understanding of things that you have done. Make sure you have knowledge about internal workings of your project. Number 3, make sure you mention the correct information in your resume. I don't want you to be saying this in your resume that this is wrong information and it's been long that you haven't taken a look at your resume. That gives a very bad impression to the interviewer. 3. And then 4, try to make it 1 page. Try to make it full of information. You can use this website, guys, overleaf.com. So wait, overleaf temp all projects. Just take a look at templates. Yeah, so if you see here, I'm just sharing it back. Yeah, so if you see here, resume CV on overleaf.com, you have a lot of templates. So you can so this is one of the templates. This is one of the, even I use something. See, this is a very good template, resume 1-page template. First, last name 1. Then you can go to 2nd page. Please share the link. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So this is 1. And I'll put it, can I put these links in the description right now and have to see? Edit title and description. Yeah, I can do that. So resume templates. Yeah, I've added the link. Thanks someone for pointing that out. Okay. Yeah. So here, let me go on page number 2. Yeah. So guys, see, these are also but this kind of resume is good. It's colorful, but only if you have enough knowledge and good things in your resume. It's good to use a colorful resume like this. Otherwise, I would prefer you to have a simple resume like this that speaks more than you have. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, see, this is very much similar to how I have my resume, right? Yeah, almost similar. It's changed a bit. So this is a very good example, right? Yeah, guys. So let me just come to just go back to OBS, switch the view. And before closing the stream, I just want to talk to you guys a bit and see if you guys have any questions. I'll answer them in the next 5 minutes and then we'll end this stream. I just wanted to keep this short. Wanted to mention what all things that I noticed while interviewing. And yeah, I hope you share this to more of your friends who are interviewing right now. And these are some of or you can just share the summary of the tips that are important. Yeah, that's all. So if you guys have anything else to talk about, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I am here, and then we'll end the stream in the next 5 minutes or so. So you can ask your questions now if there's anything. By the way, how's it going? What are the companies coming up in your colleges that you're preparing for? Please make one video on how to approach interview questions. I see Aman. Nice. Okay, so I'll make more content. So yeah. Let me check the results of the poll. So I see 62% of the people saying that they're ready to smash their interviews. 38% saying nervous. Okay, guys. Content is king. Yep. Guys, if there's anyone new, make sure you like the stream. Let's reach 10 likes at least. Yeah, we are on 9 likes, just 1 like short. Anyway, so just one thing. So during your interviews in your colleges, be ready to face failure. It is going to come no matter what, but what differentiates you from others is your learning from failure. If you learn from your mistakes in one interview and don't let it happen again. Whatever points I told you are mistakes of some other students, right? They have done these mistakes. So make sure you don't do these mistakes. You learn from them and go reflect on your resume right now. Correct things that are there right now. Okay. Any more questions, guys, or I'll just end the stream? Anyway, I'll just I guess. What are you looking for in a candidate? That's a good question. So, once call me. I'll call you Aman after the stream. What are you looking for in a candidate? So while interviewing a candidate, first of all, the first thing that immediately makes you feel good about the candidate is the confidence with which they are talking. So whenever you ask them something that they have mentioned on their resume, their confidence tells you that they have really done this on their own. And second thing is their problem solving ability. So I'm hiring for software engineers, right? So I obviously want candidates with good problem solving skills. So if you have good problem solving skills, that's a plus. Knowledge about their resumes, showing patience and not cracking under pressure, because oftentimes I see that if I ask them a problem that they already know, they solve it very quickly, then it's I just quickly give them a problem that they're highly likely to not have seen before, or something that I'm working on in my company, inside my company, something that I saw in real life. So that's a way for me to see how do they behave and I give them a hard problem. So these are the things that I look for. How to get rid of nervousness, any tips? I guess obviously when you give your first interview, it's going to be nervous, but I think what helps me before doing anything is to think about the worst that can happen. And worst while giving an interview is, worst that can happen is you can get rejected, right? There's nothing else that can happen. You just get rejected. So you just go with the best that you have. You just have in your mind that I'll give my best shot. What's the worst thing happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? I'll get rejected, right? I'll have another opportunity coming up. So keeping this in my mind, and it's not only about interviews, but for anything in my life, if I have to do something, I just think about the worst case scenario. And if the worst case scenario is not death, then I just go for it. Yeah, there's nothing to be nervous about. And then Aman mentions that personality overrides knowledge in some cases. Exactly, the keyword some cases. So obviously, yeah, personality. But I would say, I would say this in both the ways. So in sometimes, if problem solving is decent enough, but the personality is good and I get a sense that the candidate can learn on the fly, then in some cases I have given them a +1. But if in some cases their knowledge is good, but they don't have that kind of personality, or they make me feel that they have that attitude, they're not really willing to discuss, or they're just cutting me off while talking, that in that case, no matter how much knowledge you have, I want someone who can work together in the team, right? I don't want someone who can just who works in a silo, right? So yeah, that's an absolutely right point. Come on guys, one more like. Do we have someone new? Please, if you haven't liked the video, make sure you like the stream. That's all guys, I guess. Then it was really nice coming back to the stream after such a long time. Really nice. Nice seeing all my friends, Akhil, Aman, Veshak. Thanks Siddharth as well for joining. And I guess, yeah, we'll just end the stream here. Bye guys. Bye. Have a good day.